Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris here, otherwise known as CanadianFlash. And today everybody, I'm going to be talking about 10 things you missed in the 16-minute Hytale gameplay drop. This is a couple things that I found while watching the video that hopefully, or maybe some of you guys did not pick up on that I'm going to be sharing for you guys. Maybe I'll talk about some Easter eggs, maybe I'll talk about some just specific Hytale facts that only dedicated Hytale members will know. That being said, if I did point out something in this video that you did not notice in this video or you didn't know before, hit that subscribe button. The goal is to reach 10K before Hytale actually drops the early access. And with that being said, enjoy the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually in the beginning, or one of the beginnings of the video over here. This takes place about a minute 20 in when this player, or I guess it's Simon, is fighting the skeleton with the bow. And he does shoot the skeleton with this bow, with the special shot, and I did notice that he actually dropped something. To me, it kind of looks like a little bit of a rib cage, maybe slightly like a hand or something like that, but you can also hear it as well, that the skeleton actually takes damage and actual bones drop on the floor, which I thought was really cool. It happens in like a split second, so it's kind of hard to notice, but let me know if you noticed that in the comment section, because I noticed this, I think on like the third time watching this video, but let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if you guys saw it. This is a little bit more of a common one, but in Hytale, they did mention this in a blog post before, but when you aggro a mob, something does happen to that mob, and in the gameplay footage, a few things happen. So the first thing is that an exclamation point could appear over the mob's head, basically telling it that, oh poop, there is an enemy here, I'm going to attack it. But then, mobs also could have a question mark, where the mob's trying to decide what to do with the fact that there is actually an NPC or a player trying to attack me. And then there's a third one that I noticed while watching this video. I don't think I've seen this one before. There is a exclamation point and a question mark. So maybe the mob is trying to attack you, but it's also confused and is trying to decide what to do in this very moment, which is kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen all three of them being used in separate ways. And actually, you can see it in this Outlander clip that I've been showing on screen, and I'll show other clips as well throughout this video here. But you can see that there is an exclamation point for some of them. Some of them only have question marks. Some of them have both. It's kind of interesting. I just thought that's something really cool that people might have missed when watching for the first or second time. The third thing that I did notice is that a bunch of mobs have different color eyes based on what their class, or for example like subclass, is going to be. So to start this off, we're going to talk about the skeletons, and all the skeletons and zombies, and for example the class is going to be Undead. Those mobs all have glowing blue eyes. It's really cool to see. You can see every single skeleton that we saw in the video today, and the zombies in all the videos today, and all the background clips that I'm showing on screen, they all have blue eyes. And to me, that's going to resemble the Undead faction, because these skeletons and zombies are clearly, they're not alive anymore, but they were risen from the dead for some reason. But then there is a whole separate category. For example, I'm going to call it like the Varan spawn, or the Varan creatures. For example, they're going to be the Outlanders, the Void Eyes, and the Crawlers. All of these guys have glowing green eyes, and I wonder what that's going to be for. Oh, maybe it's because Varan is, for example, controlling them, or Varan is the one who brought these guys back from the dead, or it's some sort of black dark magic that's controlling these guys. But nonetheless, you can tell what type of class these mobs are based on the color of their eyes, which is really cool. But this does not take into account these Scarix. They do have blue eyes. I don't believe they're undead or anything. They just maybe, for example, have blue eyes because they just looks good with the mob. The fourth thing that I have noticed in this video here is that there's been a picture on Twitter circling around of this kind of implanted, corrupted crebeck tree ranger looking thing that's in this Zone 3 clip about 5.5 minutes in. And yes, we've seen this guy before in a Halloween postcard. All the way in the background, you can see that this creature is kind of lurking around. So it's been in the game before, but now we actually see it in-game in actual gameplay. But did you guys know there's actually a second one of these in the gameplay as well? At exactly 5 minutes and 44 seconds, if you were to pause the screen as I'm doing right now on screen, you can see that there is another one in the top right corner. This one has a, like, I guess a yellow, it's very hard to see, it's very blurry, kind of confusing to look at, but I don't know, it looks like a tree creature. Could be, for example, in my opinion, a corrupted crebeck or a corrupted leaf ranger, and it kind of looks similar to the tattoo that John Hendricks did get on his leg. But what's really intriguing to me is that little yellow diamond piece on its chest right there. I don't know what that could mean. I really don't know. I mean, speculating I would have thought maybe it would have been a Varan color, but it looks too much of a darker yellow to be a Varan color. So let me know what you guys think, but I'm not sure if anybody else, I didn't see anybody talking about it, but there is a second one of these in the video as well, so that's pretty cool. I don't think anybody's mentioned that yet. The fifth thing that I noticed in this Hytale breakdown video is that when the player is fighting this void eye, it actually starts shooting out these purple things out of its eyes, which is kind of interesting, and it kind of gives me the feeling that you see those, I'm not sure if you know those like trees that have that like square looking branch with that little eye or purple thing hanging out that kind of glows. I wonder if the void eyes are the reason why that those trees have those little eyes hanging out off of them. But you can see in this clip, it's kind of hard to tell, but the void eye, when the player approaches it, its little eyes on the side kind of glow purple or have like a purple hue to them, and then like a ball of void or something shoots out of its eye, and you can tell it's also spawning crawlers as well. But I do wonder if that actual purple void eye void magic thing hits you, I wonder how much damage that's going to do, and perhaps maybe it'll corrupt you. Maybe the void eyes are the things doing the corruption all around Hytale or the world of Orbis. Who really knows? But that's kind of something I never saw, like I said, I never really saw anybody talk about, so I thought I'd bring it up because I think it's really cool. And honestly, I didn't think void eyes would attack like that. Like, I thought they would have done something, but I didn't think they would like shoot purple void stuff out of their eyes. Thing number 6 that I've noticed, and this is probably one of the funniest ones that I've noticed after rewatching this video. So when Simon goes in this Zone 3 cave, for some reason in my mind, I'm like, damn, that little ledge where his cursor is right now looks very familiar. Same with those mushrooms. So I decided to go back in the files of my Hytale, I don't know, file or whatever, to look up the Zone 3 equipment demo video. And it's the exact same cave. So when Propsy went in this cave and filled himself, doing whatever he was doing with his torch and a pickaxe, I guess Simon, I'm not sure if he knew this, or maybe clearly it's in the same world that they have this world in. So now we actually get to see a side-by-side comparison of this cave. I'm going to show it for you guys because it is the exact same cave, and I think it's really funny. Never saw anybody mention this in their videos so far. For some reason in my mind, I just kept this to myself. You can tell by the way the mushrooms are placed that it's the exact same cave. They're in the exact same spots. There's literally that little water pit. There's that stalactite or stalagmite. I always forget which one's which. That little cliffy thing hanging out. Yeah, it's the exact same cave. I haven't seen anybody talk about this. I thought it was really cool. I was keeping it to myself because I thought I was kind of dumb just thinking of this. But then actually I pulled up the two videos side by side. And yeah, it's the exact same cave, which is absolutely hilarious. And there's a few more things that I've noticed are actually saying from different postcards and videos as well. So I'll try to mention it later on in the video. The seventh thing that I noticed in this video was when the player was running through Zone 2 here when they turned the torch off, so it goes a little bit dark. I saw in other videos, I was watching literally every reaction video to this before, and people were saying that like, whoa, look at this little grub thing, it looks cool, I don't think I've really ever seen something like this before. But we have. In old Hytale video, or old Hytale clips, there's like a Zone 1 element circle, like a very old clip with those grubs in them. So we have seen those things before, which is pretty cool. Now we're actually seeing them again. And then there was a video in Zone 1 with the radial menu with the torque. And in the background of that video, I know, I'm going way too in depth with this, but in the background of that video, there's a little black thing with those white eyes kind of moving around in the background, and we were wondering what it was back in the day, but now it's clearly this mob, right? Like, it has to be this mob, so just want to point that out. So we have seen this mob before. I guess it's like a Varan grub. It's kind of got green eyes, so I would assume it's some sort of Varan creature, but let me know what you guys think. The eighth thing that you guys most likely have missed in this video is that about 12 minutes and 22 seconds in this video, you can see, as it's literally about to go into the Zone 4 part of the Simon's video here, you can see that there is a funny looking frog in this video. And yes, we have seen this frog before, but it's just kind of just there in plain sight. And from an old leaked developer portfolio, this is someone from a player called Ashley the Adventurer. This is a really old clip. I'm not sure how relevant it's going to be anymore. But these toad, frog, massive king frog looking creatures are actually called BAMs. And if you don't know that, I mean, it's in this picture right here. It's kind of hard to see. It was from an old leaked developer portfolio. But yes, we have seen them before. And of course, they had to sneak it in this video because they're kind of a fun creature. And I guess back in old day Hytale, they had quests to kill these guys. So that's pretty cool. The ninth thing that you most likely missed in the Hytale 16-minute gameplay clip is about 14 minutes and 44 seconds in this video. You can see, yes, this is where the player fights that kind of like hunter skeleton, but that's not what I'm talking about here. At 14:44, you can see that there is this like undead looking dog kind of walking around, and we've seen this dog before. we've seen this dog in this exact biome in an old blog post. It is, I forget what this dog is called, I'm gonna be honest, like Undead Pup or something, but you can see we have actually a very clear image of this dog, and he's actually, this is the first time we've seen it in live gameplays. It's just kind of laying around there, walking around and sitting in this gameplay footage. It's only on screen for about 1, 2, maybe 3 seconds at the most, but it's there. This is the first time we've seen this straight in live gameplay footage. I think it's kind of bugged because we are kind of attacking its, I would assume, its owner, and it's not fighting back. But hey, you know what? Bugs happen, and I'm sure in the future they're going to be probably like a hunting pair, because I thought that guy looked like a hunter, and it would make sense if this hunter had a like hunting dog with him as well. So I think that's really awesome and a really cool concept in this kind of like spooky dead forest in Zone 3. And the 10th and final thing in this 16-minute clip is, I'm sure everybody has seen this, yes, is when Simon starts scrolling through all the NPCs. Well, somebody did a little bit of math. I got this from Lilith/Luz on Twitter, or in Discord. This was from Mine's Discord, and they got this picture of somebody doing the math, and each kind of tick down of the scroll down there is about 45 mobs. So if you were to add those all up in total, and I don't know, do the math with some nerd stuff and stuff like that, it's equivalent to 765 to 785 mobs in the game. I don't know how accurate that's going to be, I'm not going to lie. All the confirmed mobs that we've seen about like 100, maybe about 150 maximum. But now that we've seen that there's like Dungeon Scarrick Defender, Dungeon Scarrick Patrol, Dungeon Scarrick Fighter, and all those sort of things, and you know, Deer Doe, Deer Stag, we would have just called those like a deer or something. So maybe there are potentially 765 different mobs in Hytale. We don't really know. I mean, we already saw like 3 or 4 new mobs in the video today. So maybe there are 765. If there are, I mean, that'll be awesome. That is way more than most other block games have. But let me know if you guys think there are 765 mobs in Hytale. So with that being said, that is 10 things that you probably did not know or did not notice in the 16-minute Hytale clip. If you guys did enjoy and you want to see more breakdown content like this, hit that like button, join my Discord, it's in the description down below. Subscribe, I'm on the road to 10K. And with that being said, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.